So I guess the search for the perfect barbecue grill really started about 7 or 8 years ago. And the story kind of went like this. It was Father's Day, and I got some big old thick ribeyes. I mean, big old thick, nice ones, you know. And I brought them home, and I was gonna cook those for Father's Day. And me and my family were gonna sit down and eat, you know, for lunch or dinner or whatever it was. Went out to the grill, had a gas grill at the time, and fired it up. And, you know, I waited till it got up to good temperature, 500, 550 degrees or whatnot. Went out and threw those steaks on there. Shut the lid and went back inside just for a minute. Maybe a little longer than I should have, you know, but it wasn't very long at all. I came back outside, and I mean, flames were just shooting high, almost up to the top of the house. And I shut everything down and got the steaks off and just completely charred the crap out of them, burnt the crap out of that side right there on that one side. And, you know, Father's Day meal was ruined, and I wasted all that money on those steaks. And right then and there, I was like, you know what? I had to find a better solution. I just not a big fan of this gas grill. So today what we're going to do is we're going to do some party ribs, which were my favorite kind of ribs to do. Super easy, and they just taste awesome. And what I like about them most is you cut them up individually, and they're a lot easier to eat. The flare-ups on them were just absolutely terrible. No matter what you put on there, burgers, steaks, whatever, the flare-ups are just, I mean, you had to sit out there and monitor it the whole time. So I kind of went on a search for a different kind of grill. And throughout that search, it led me to the pellet grill. Brought it home, and it's been great. It's been great. And what I like about it is just the ease of use. It's so easy to use. Like, you just put the pellets in there, turn it on, let it heat up a little bit, put it at whatever temperature you have it on, you want, and just throw your food on there. You don't have to worry about it just a whole lot. You might flip it halfway through the cooking, but that's pretty much all you have to worry about. Man, this is the old pellet grill I used to cook on. It's the old Traeger. I don't know how long ago I bought this, but you can see it's worn. I mean, it's rusted up, and the ease of use of this thing is just out of this world. Sometimes I use this old smoke tube to try to give things an extra flavor, but a lot of good old cooks on this thing. It has a baffle on it where you're not cooking directly over the flame, so there's no flare-ups with the pellet grill that you have to worry about. Things like, hot dogs and sausage and chicken and burgers, everything like that, it does great at. It does a pretty decent job of smoking ribs and smoking pork butt. Sometimes brisket can be a little bit iffy just because it's the heat source is just too close to the fire. But it really does a good job at pretty much everything except for steaks. It just cannot get hot enough to sear steaks. So my method for the past 7 or 8 years cooking steaks was I would, go out to the pellet grill, start it up, and then I'd reverse sear them. So I had to be using 2 different methods to cook my steaks, and that was always kind of a pain. I always just wanted one unit, to cover pretty much everything. And then the smoking on it wasn't always just the best, Like, yes, you could throw it on there, 250, and you don't have to worry about it. It would give a decent product. It had a decent smoke flavor, just not, intense smoke flavor like you want. Everything you pull off there just wasn't just exactly how you wanted it, even using a smoke tube. It was always just, it was good, but not great. And during the time of having the pellet grill, I bought a electric smoker. You put a water pan in the middle, in the bottom of it, and put wood chips in it and smoke it that way. And it's kind of the same thing. I mean, it does all right, but it's nothing special. And it's a pain in the butt to clean and maintain and all that stuff. So I really didn't like using that just a whole lot. And then also I got just a charcoal grill. It's a cheap charcoal grill from Walmart. And that's really what I cook all my steaks on and my burgers. Because in the end, I really do like that charcoal flavor coming through on my food, especially stuff like burgers and steaks and stuff. For a long time, that's what I've been using. I'm using the pellet grill to do, certain things on, then the charcoaler to do certain things on, and sometimes the electric smoker to do some things on. It was always just kind of, what apparatus am I going to use today? I never knew. About a year ago, the pellet grill started giving me a little bit of problems. Like it was just inconsistent heating. Like sometimes it would get up to temperature, Sometimes it wouldn't. Sometimes it would get up to temperature, then would fall, and I thought everything would be fine, then would fall back down, 50, 75 degrees lower than what I set it to, and it wouldn't get back up. I mean, I started running to a few different problems with the pellet grill just as far as its operation. I tried a few different things. I tried to, clean this and do some maintenance on it myself, but I could have took it in to get it fixed, but just never really felt like it was that serious. So I just, and it's been 7, 8 years since I had it. So I started kind of looking around for something else. Maybe something else was out there. My grill's a little bit older. A lot of technology has come along since I bought my grill. So I was like, maybe I should just look into buying something new. Maybe it'll be better. And, maybe the technology has come a little ways and it'll be, easier to grill on. I know a lot of the new grills, they hook up to the internet and you can monitor it on your phone, stuff like that, which is all really neat. And I started the search again for another grill, and I kind of settled on this Masterbuilt gravity fed 1150. So what you want to do on this type of grill to get the maximum smoke flavor is you want to mix wood chunks with charcoal. So what you want to do, you want to throw a couple of 3 wood chunks in there and get you some charcoal. Pour you a nice layer of charcoal in there. Throw some more wood chunks in there. That way you're kind of getting a combination of wood and charcoal to get maximum flavor. Now let's light this sucker up and see what happens. Whoever knew you'd be plugging a grill in. It's the world we live in these days. What you want to do is you want to shake this little grate right here to expose any fresh coals that you just poured in there. Put your fire starter right out there in that little slot. Take off those little baffles there. Light the fire starter. 3 to 4 to 5 minutes until you get a good smoke rolling out of the top of it, like this right here. Take you a couple of wood chunks, throw down in this pan. Just to make sure you get good fire going. Man, you want some good smoke rolling out of it right away. Set the temperature where you want it. Today we're going to 250, and you just kind of wait. Shouldn't take very long at all. You hear the fans kick on, everything starts working, computerized unit. Really awesome. Bought it and brought it home, and not everything was as smooth at first as what I thought. Like, the people that I had put it together for me, they kind of messed something up, so I had to figure that out and had to rewire some of it. That was a little bit of a pain. And then I left it outside during a rainstorm once and basically ruined the power cord on it, so I had to get a new power cord for it. It's been kind of a learning curve, but as far as the cooking on it, I've been 100% satisfied with the Masterbuilt gravity fed smoker. It's been awesome. And what you get on that is when you cook your food, you're using actual real fire, real wood, real charcoal. Got our ribs on, everything's looking good. Shut the smoker lid. Set a timer, 2 hours. These will be ready to deal with. So right now we're just hanging back and watching it smoke to cook your food with. And there's just nothing can substitute like real fire or real wood when you're cooking. I mean, nothing can substitute that flavor. Yeah, you can get this type of pellet or that type of pellet and use a smoke tube and all this stuff, but it just doesn't come close to actually using a fire with charcoal and wood. And I started using that Masterbuilt gravity fed grill, and it's been absolutely awesome. Like I was showing you earlier, you just fill up the hopper full of charcoal and wood. You put your food on there and you're getting a nice smoke on your food. If you're trying to smoke the food, you get a nice charcoal flavor if you want that charcoal flavor as well. Everything just tastes awesome on it. And then when you go to smoke something like these ribs I'm smoking today, or you smoke a brisket, or you smoke a pork butt, I mean, you get that actual bark. I mean, that deep, dark, black bark that you see like on TV, that's what you're getting off of it. And that's just something I could never get off the pellet grill. I could just never get just that perfect bark, that just looks black, I could just never get that type of bark or that type of flavor off of the pellet grill, and the smoke, you get a nice smoke ring all the way around it. I mean, it just comes off looking like something that, you know, you would cook in a stick burner or a offset smoker. And the reason I didn't get an offset smoker is because I have to have something relatively easy to operate. Like, I can't sit out here for, you know, 7-8 hours manning a fire. That's just not, I'm just not into that. So this gravity fed grill seems to be the best of both worlds. You get the ease of use of a pellet grill, and you get the flavor of the offset as about as much as you can. You combine the two together to get just a great grill so far. I tell you what, it does everything. It does everything. Smokes, you can sear a steak on there, cook chicken, burgers, hot dogs. You know, whatever you want to do, you can do on that grill. And it gets up to 600 degrees, and you can throw a steak on there and sear it as much as you want to, and it just comes off perfect. So far, I've just really, really enjoyed using the Master Grill gravity fed smoker, gravity fed grill, whatever you want to call it. It's been an awesome addition to the backyard, and would highly recommend it to anybody. Don't have a lot of time to manage a fire, but still wants that great smoke flavor, still wants that great charcoal flavor in their food. This grill has just been awesome. So an hour later, and this is what we're working with. I mean, look at those. Look at those bad boys. I mean, they be looking good. You're gonna have a little sweet, a little bit of heat. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put these in the refrigerator. Then tonight, right before we have our barbecue, we're gonna heat them up about 250, 300 for about an hour or so, just to bring them up to good temperature, and they'll be ready to go. Here's what they look like in the end. 3 hour total cook time. Should be about perfect for these. So I hope everybody's enjoyed this little mini documentary or whatever you want to call it about finding the perfect barbecue grill. Just trying something a little different, having a little fun out in the backyard on kind of a rainy day. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like. If you want to, go ahead and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next one.